Mr. Mali, thank you very much for your time. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm very good. And how are you?
No, I'm good. We've just witnessed a game here between Highlands Park and Sinawani Gunners. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, yeah, look, it's always refreshing, to watch football, at this level. I've worked at this level in different provinces, so I know exactly what ABC Motsepe is about, even though it's a little bit different now, especially in Gauteng. When you see a team like Highlands Park coached by such an experienced coach like Coach Alan Fries, you could see the clear identity, clear way of how they're looking to play. With also a very good profile of the squad, very good physical profile of the team. In certain positions where physicality is important. Also. Interesting midfielders, one very interesting midfielder, who I think is worth, watching a little bit more, seeing more in different situations, in different games, but yeah, also Sinawani Gunners is a team generally with a very good history. If you remember, this is a team where Tulani Serero comes from. In Soweto, so also good to see them. For sure, you could see that these are not their best players, mostly affected probably by the festive tournaments, election,
Yes,
but yeah, refreshing to see. It's my first game of ABC Motsepe this season, having to watch, but this is the level I always like to keep tabs on, because there's lots of talent at this level. There's really already here, you can see 2-3 good players that can make it into the next level, so quite refreshing, and always good to see experienced coaches coming in at this level, that can only be good for the level of ABC Motsepe.
Sinesipho, as you watch a lot of football, different leagues, and there's always a debate around the competitiveness of the ABC Motsepe League compared to the DDC, and some people feel that ABC is more competitive, and it will assist the younger player to perhaps as a pathway to go to this league. What are your views around that?
Yeah, I agree, because you'll understand that, and you mentioned a very important word, pathway. Pathway, when you talk about pillars of player development, one of those pillars is creating a pathway for young players to bridge the gap between youth football and high performance football or senior football. So to achieve that, there's certain, because obviously at youth level, exceptional talent, let's say for example a 17-year-old or 18-year-old that's playing at under 19, he does not get enough resistance physically, tactical, and mentally, to really prepare him for the next level, which is now PSL or NFD. So to bridge that gap, again, DDC also does not really do justice in terms of those elements I spoke about to really prepare the players for the senior level. So ABC Motsepe is a little bit closer. Reason being, also at this level you see a lot of former PSL players, former first division players, you see older players, so physically there is that resistance, and also because those players are experienced, and we were just talking about earlier now, we're talking about experienced coach like Alan Fries coming into this level. Obviously he brings a certain tactical element into the league, and once players are able to play with players who are tactically well coached, then there is that needed tactical resistance, and of course the technical resistance that is required, tactical resistance that is required to prepare players for senior level. This league, ABC Motsepe, is surely better than the DDC, in terms of preparing players for the next level. And I think If you look at it, there's a simple example. Now, a player who's playing for Mamelodi Sundowns, Umailula, he was playing at the very same league of Gauteng, and look at how little of a gap there is, between him coming from this level to adjust to the PSL. So that is a perfect example or perfect reference, in order to really give it a true measure of how this league can positively prepare players for the high performance level.
Last one, sir. I get a lot of young players saying we are going to trials. What are the coaches looking for? What must we do when we get there? In general, I know teams, because of philosophy and style of play, they look for different things. But in general, what should a young player be able to show in a trial for him to be spotted?
I think it depends what level. The younger you go, let's say under 13s, under 15s, the younger ones, you're looking mostly for firstly, this is what I call scouting for that level. I call scouting for potential. And after scouting for potential, you look for the potential. What is then the potential you are looking at? You're looking at the technical ability. What can the player do on the ball? You're looking for basic tactical understanding. Natural game intelligence. That sometimes comes with the player's talent, with the ability that the player has naturally. The higher you go, then you start also looking at other elements. Now you become more position specific. You're looking for an example, when you are looking at a center back, then things like the physical profile then matter. Then at under 16, under 17, they must be advanced in terms of the tactical understanding, firstly of individual role, secondly of group tactics, and most importantly the individual contribution within the team tactical framework. So that is basically what scouts are looking for at a young age. And of course, as you go higher up, then obviously the demands become more, the physical demands become more, the technical demands become more, the tactical elements, the higher you go, become more. And then obviously there's other elements that you look for, informed by the environment or by the club that you work at. Things like mentality, things like attitude, things like just general behavior of a player, because that can in a way have an impact on the overall analysis of or completion or of what scouts are looking for in a football talent. But to be more specific, to give them the answer that they might like, will be to say, when you go out for trials, don't try to be something that you're not. Go there and show what you can do best, what you know and what you can do best, and that is all. Because sometimes you're just looking for the technical ability to play football, and then other tactical elements they can be worked on at a later stage. So whenever you go out for trials, just go out there and do what you know and stick to your game. Don't try to be somebody else, but always use references of players at top level, just to learn and empower and enhance your game.
Just on that, I know I said this the last one. How important is it for young players to watch high level football and learn from that? Because some players I know, especially young players, there's very little interest among those that I interact with the PSL. They tell you about the EPL, the league, and so on.
I always laugh at that, because when I hear that somebody saying, I don't watch the PS, I don't watch the NFD, but yet these people are aspiring to be at that level. When you're gonna say that I can do better than the PSL. What informs that? You know, you've got to watch and you've got to know in order for you to say that you are better than that level. You know, so it's always important to watch football at all levels. Like I mean, now this is during the World Cup. So watching the World Cup is important because you've got to see what other top level players are doing. If, for example, you are a striker, you've got to watch what's the function of strikers at the highest level. You know, like I mean, you are seeing now in this, even in the World Cup, you know, you are seeing even in teams like Man City and teams that play the highest level, Champions League. You know, you see the importance of number 9. You know, the traditional number 9, because of the importance of having box presence. You know, but you'll hear people in this day and age saying no, there's no longer number 9s. You know,
False 9.
There's false 9. You know, so of course there's different tactical applications varying from the profile of the players that the coach have in front of them, and then they'll play according to the profile of those players. But there's certain things that are fundamental in the game, you know, that is important for people to watch the game, to keep up with the game, you know, to understand exactly where the game, to understand where the game is going. You've got to also understand where the game comes from and where the game is now. You know, so to watch football at all levels, be it PSL, NFD, you know, all my life, I've always watched football at all different levels, you know, at youth, at ABC. When somebody's going to say to me, but there's no talent at ABC, what informs that? You must have been to this level to watch the games, to know exactly, and to measure the talent that is at this level. You know, in order for you to know, is there really talent for the high level at ABC Motsepe, or there isn't? You've got to be there. You must watch. So I want to encourage the young players to watch as much football as they can. It's very important because that is what they need to learn. And there's always something to learn. You know, sometimes don't watch the player when they only have the ball. Watch when they don't have the ball. Watch the behavior when the player doesn't have the ball. You know, when you are watching a player, the team, without the possession of the ball, sometimes switch your eye off on the one that is close to the ball, pay attention to the one that is further away, and see the behavior. And in that way, they can then, through that kind of analysis, have a bit of an idea of what are the demands and what are the needs of high performance level football.
Mr. Mali, thank you very much for your time. Good, I have this on video. I'll take notes, I'll write it down, memorize. There's a lot to learn here. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, my brother. And also, you must keep up the good work. We are always checking the good work that you are, you know, putting up on social media. You know, you give us as technical scouts a lot of clues in terms of what players to follow at different levels. You know, so keep up the great work. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my brother.